Today is March 13th, 2022. Current physique update. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is my fitness transformation update week 61. Current weight 312.6 pounds. The last update that's on the channel is week 56. From that point on, it was like one thing after the other, and my channel was suspended for like 3 of those weeks. And basically it's just been kind of like a progression of gaining weight since pretty much the last update. So I haven't posted a video in a while. I went through that in explanation in a video last week about kind of like where the channel's at and that sort of thing. So I'm going to get back to doing weekly updates on my progress, whether it be good or bad. So this 312.6 is kind of like a new starting point for me. I am kind of like looking at my diet and looking at just how people eat in general and trying to come up with a plan that makes sense. For the last couple of months, I've been like following this guy Liver King on I don't know, Instagram and YouTube, Facebook, whatever. And I like some of the way some of the things that he does, the way he thinks about certain topics. Obviously, he's a unique individual, and you can't just mirror anybody's lifestyle and expect to be just like that person. And I don't necessarily want to either. But there's some things that I like about, like maybe his principles, like he believes you got to earn your food. And I agree with that. And I think that we as a society don't really have to do much to earn our food for the most part. Most of us, you know, we just go to a grocery store, have food delivered. As far as getting your next meal, it's just a walk to the refrigerator or freezer away, and then you're eating whatever you want. So the other thing I've been kind of looking at is, you know, wild animals in nature. Like, we don't see a lot of obesity in wild animals. And I started asking myself, like, why is that? And I think it has part to do with they earn their meals. But I also think it's because they're eating, like, I don't know, the nature appropriate diet in the wild. And they're eating intuitively based off of hunger. They don't eat like we do. Based off of like boredom, stress, pleasure, you know, just because. So not only do they have to work for their food, but they don't have to be told like when to eat. Like, I feel like we kind of been fooled a little bit here as far as, you know, 3 squares a day or 6 small meals. You know, there's all sorts of different dietary approaches to losing weight, gaining weight, whatever. So I'm kind of like leaning towards like intuitive eating and learning how to recognize like when I'm actually hungry and avoiding eating when I'm just bored or I have a craving or something like that. I don't think craving of food is the same as being hungry. Like, I might have a taste for pizza right now, but I'm not hungry. So basically I want to try to focus on a few different things. Intuitive eating based off of like identifying when I'm actually hungry, and hopefully use that as a way not to overconsume, and then only consume food when I'm actually hungry. I keep putting out there that like, oh, I'm gonna eat 2 pounds of meat, 6 eggs, you know, roughly 250 grams of protein, you know, fat, whatever, 50, 60 grams, like as low carbs as possible. You know, I've set these like parameters, and I guess what I find is like when I follow them and I don't do like any cheating throughout the week, I don't want to say I struggle to eat it all, but I eat it just to eat it, you know, and I do have like quite a bit of body fat. So, you know, it's not like I don't have energy stores to pull from. And I think like your body says, you know, when you're eating and you're full or you're content, that's your body's way of saying you don't need to eat anymore, you know. And so I want to try to focus on that intuitive eating, eating foods that are maybe like found in nature. That's another big thing that maybe I'll touch on in another video. But just generally, I think that we're eating all the wrong foods in a lot of cases. You know, even fruits and vegetables, these are all seasonal items, you know, but yet we have them at our disposal all the time. I don't know if that's a good thing. What do you guys think about that? I mean, obviously, people go to the store and they buy stuff because they want to eat it. But should we, I guess, eat as much of these things as they tell us to? You know, they have like the whole food pyramid, eat all these fruits and vegetables and grains. And, you know, is that because that's what we grow and they can sell to us? Or is that really what we should be eating? Like, I ask these questions to myself because if you go to like your produce department and look at all the different fruits and vegetables, most of them aren't even naturally found. You couldn't go into the largest woods in America and find all of this crap that's at your grocery store. So a lot of it's just, I don't know, agriculture, man-made stuff. You know, if you had to survive on fruits and vegetables, living off the land, you'd be screwed. And like, I live in the Midwest, so I sit and think, well, you know, what would I eat right now if I had to like fend for myself and I couldn't just go buy food? It would be animal products. You know, I'd be eating deer, squirrel, rabbits, I don't know, whatever else I could find. But right now, there's no fruits or vegetables to be had. And so that kind of leads me to believe, you know, I'd probably have fish also. But it leads me to believe that all these things that we're told to eat so much of doesn't really make sense. Like, you know, unless you go buy it, you know. So that's kind of another thing. Like, I think fruits and vegetables seasonally make sense. That doesn't mean I'm not going to eat them any other times, but I guess limiting them to like reasonable portions and realizing that these are seasonal items probably for a reason. You know, if they were meant to be eaten all the time, you just have access to them all the time, and not because we've been smart enough to grow it somewhere indoors or import it from another country. You know, if you truly had to, like, I guess I kind of want to get back to that ancestral way of not necessarily life, because I like I like all the little luxuries that we've provided ourselves. But anyway, I want to get back towards eating foods that make sense. So intuitive eating foods that seem like they're likely some, I don't know, resemblance of what you'd get out of nature. Those are kind of the focus points that I want to focus on. And then also like just earning my food, you know, earning my meals. You know, like I said, there's times I just eat to eat. I'm bored, open the refrigerator, see what I can make. Or I crave something, so I go eat a bunch of it. So anyway, I'm going to try to, rather than focus on like eating a certain amount of food or eating a certain amount of frequency, I just want to focus on getting in touch with what it is to be hungry, you know, and then focus on earning that next meal. So that's really all I got this week. As far as next week goes, I'd expect to see a good drop if I were to keep things in check and not go, you know, binge on food. I'm up, I think from the last time I made a video, like around 7 pounds. But I've been eating tons of carbs, tons of sodium, a lot of junk food. And so I'm sure I'm holding on to a bunch of water weight right now. And so if I limit my carbohydrate intake and keep my sodium reasonable, that should change. I guess that's where it gets a little tricky. If you're doing keto or carnivore, you kind of need that extra sodium. So anyway, at this point, I'm just kind of rambling on, but the focus for me this week is just intuitive eating, learning how to identify when I'm actually hungry, and earning my food. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.